The Voice 17104.com. This is Zanetta Wingfield, and you're listening to The Voice 17104.com. The Voice 17104.com.
You know, it's not yet like allergy season, but it's something in the air. Sorry, I don't know how that happened. It just, whew.
I can't.
That's hilarious.
No, we should not be forced. We should not be forced to work under these circumstances. It's just not right, you know.
Were you singing? Were you? Oh. Oh Lord.
You know.
Oh boy, well.
You know, I should not be forced to work. I think that we need to take this to the union. You know.
But wouldn't you be the head of the union, though? I mean, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna take this to myself because I can't stand this anymore. I gotta come to myself about this. Okay.
Well, you know, you got to be fair about it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be fair. Anywho, hello, Taft, from a different location. How are you?
I'm good. I feel like this is a soft launch for when I go back to school.
Oh, okay. A soft launch for when you go back to school. Got you. Jason A. Benefield, as he walks away.
Hey.
Jason
I know, right?
The A stands for allegorically alliterating Benefield. I told him the other day, you have to change your middle initial so I can move on to the next letter in the thesaurus.
Yeah. You know what I'll do then? I think now what I'll do is I'll add the second part of my name because I actually have two middle names.
Oh, okay. Well, you care.
I think you know that though. I thought you knew that.
Yes. I don't remember.
I have two middle names. Right. One begins with an A. The other one begins with an O.
Oh. Should I say what I think? Oh, Judy. Okay. Yes. I was going to say Obafemi, but I didn't say Omar or anything like that. I knew where we were going with it. Oh, Judo. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
We'll work on that. Oh, I got you. Yeah. Oh, Jason. Okay.
All right.
You're always good for it. So, let me see. So, I saw on, I think I missed it or messed up, but Promise Mills said, God bless you, Taft. Let's say hello to Promise Mills. Aunt Yolanda McCullough in Fayetteville, North Carolina. She said, Taft, that was a massive sneeze. Good evening to Chris Camouflage Williams. Chris Taft is just really way off today, so don't mind him. And he didn't get it right. So don't. I'm trying to adjust now. Okay. Anywho, let's say hello to Estrella. Estrella. You gotta roll your Estrella.
Estrella.
Yeah, you got it. I know who thought of that. Like, apparently nobody in the Spanish or Hispanic or Latino culture should have a speech impediment, because if you can't roll your eyes, you just can't talk. Like,
oh Lord. Not a speech impediment. That would be very detrimental. Very detrimental.
In speaking Spanish like that, rolling your R's. And some Italian words have it, but theirs is a little bit different. It's just a little different. Let's just move on from there. So, how was your week? How was your week? Jason, let's start with you. How was your week?
Oh, okay. Let's start with me. Okay, sure. My week was pretty good. Pretty good. I had my spoken word event was on this past Saturday. Speak out your mind. Speak out your mind. Veg out your mind at Baba's Vegan Cafe in South Central Los Angeles. That's the owner of the cafe. His name is Bob. So I bring him out from the kitchen to either speak or, to spit a rhyme or even flow some poetry. He does a wonderful job. And the next slide, please, or the next picture, please. And so this young lady here is named Becca Love. She came out. She wanted to eat the food, but she wound up singing. And she has a beautiful voice. And she's on YouTube and somewhere else too as well. I have to find out more information, but her voice is beautiful. Her song was beautiful as well. Next one, please. And then this young lady here is my co-host Samaj J. She sang, because my brother back there behind her, Ryan, he sang and he played the guitar. It was just really fabulous. It was really a whole lot of singing. Oh, okay. There was a whole lot of singing that took place, and that's right. That's Brian singing, and it was just really, really. I think I was the only one that really had a spoken word, but we all sang together later on, and it was really, really fun. And then also one more thing. I know we only got an hour. One more thing. My spiritual leader. And the gentleman who I definitely serve every Sunday, Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, spoke at the 60th March on Washington on this past weekend, on this Saturday, this past Saturday. And it was just an honor to be able to see him speak amongst the people on Saturday. And I'm just really grateful to be a part of a vision that he has for Agape, and to be able to serve with it, blessed man. So it's an honor.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
I say.
All right, go ahead. Really quick, because I want to comment on it. Really quick, let's say hello to my big brother and cousins, Reverend Standifer McCullough. Came on down.
Oh, okay. Hello.
Sandy, you're on mute, Sandy. You're on mute.
I'm mute. Still on mute.
Let me unmute myself.
Yes, please.
And there is the man.
Yes. Yes. Taft said Uncle Sandy looks a bit like Pops right now. You actually do look a little bit like Pops right now. Yeah. But I think it's the gray beard. Yeah. I think it's you cut it down. So my sister got you to cut it down.
It got real hot in North Carolina.
I guess
it got very hot. So it was getting to be a chore. It'll be back when it gets cold. Okay. But right now, yeah, we're gonna, keep it.
Okay, you ever see those people with their, okay, I'm about to mess up again. I'm on a roll right now, so I may as well. You know how like their wigs look like they were singed? Like maybe they got a little too close to the barbecue pit? That's the way your beard would have been if you'd have left it on in that heat.
Wow.
You see, y'all are laughing, but you know that we've all
it was hot. No, it was hot. I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
There. See, Taft cut his off too. Let's say hello to Lena Mills in Harrisburg. Lena, hello.
Hello.
So Taft, how was your week?
My week was good. You guys know last week I cooked for the church luncheon, so that was really nice. The rest of the week, I think I spent just getting ready to go back to school tomorrow. So yeah, my week was good.
Last week we didn't have the pictures, but Minister Chris, will the pictures play this week? You think?
Yes, give me 2 seconds here.
Yeah, I tried this on my own. This is one of those, if it doesn't work, do not try this at home. If it works, I'll be selling lessons on how to do it.
A $25 masterclass.
Yes,
Hey.
you too can make videos like this.
Oh, wow.
The music's good.
Oh, wow.
Nothing caught on fire.
Wow.
Look at the
Okay.
sous chef. Look
That
at
was
the
the
sous
best
chef.
sous chef.
Look at the sous chef. I did that.
That is zucchini and squash?
Yes, yes, it's vegan friendly.
Well, where's the meat? It was in the previous. It was in the previous photo.
Yeah, there was, Sandy, there was meat there.
I was just playing. Wow, that salad looks good.
Well, Taft, I'm realizing that 2/3 of your meal was vegan friendly.
Unfortunately, I mean, nothing against it.
Well, no.
You had the charger plates and everything. Chargers and the napkins, like, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, linen tablecloth and everything. Oh, he did it. He did it. He did the thing. And he had the best sous chef ever.
I mean, the best sous chef. I don't think I could have found another.
I don't know how many times we got to hear that.
At least
I already heard it once. I thought I was good after that.
A few more, yeah. And the best part was it was volunteer work, all unpaid. All volunteer work.
All volunteer work. It wasn't easy, is all I'm trying to say. Yeah. Aunt Tina said, let's say hello to Aunt Tina in Buffalo, New York. She said, wow, Taft.
Thank you.
And while it's playing, let's say thank you to Wesley Union AME Zion Church, the church that's making.
Did he eat all his food?
The community.
Did he eat all his food?
The little boys. The little boys.
Yeah.
He had a hot dog.
They had a hot dog. Yeah, they had.
They need to learn how to eat. They need to learn how to eat real food.
So we also had a lesson while it was going, and that's our First Lady, Sister Marie Miller, and she brought it home for the kids, and so the adults and the kids kind of teamed up separately and answered questions like how much time do they spend online, how much time do they study, and she tied it in with scripture as well. Tina says, vegan friendly, yay, pescatarian and vegan life for me. Yeah, the pastor's wife, Marie Miller, is also a pescatarian. So she had the wild rice and the ratatouille. But pastor said yesterday, he said that the ratatouille was okay, it just didn't have any meat in it.
Man. Haters never prosper, man. When you put in good food into your body, good things happen to you. Okay. Right.
And I want to say that because Jason said that yesterday he had a vegan pizza and he sent a picture of his pizza. Minister Chris, can you show us?
Did I? I did not send you a picture. I did not send you a picture.
Minister Chris, can you show Jason's vegan pizza?
Sir, do not besmirch the vegan pizza.
I'm looking for that. You sent it to me from
Do not besmirch
I did
the vegan pizza.
What are you saying, Jason? I'm just saying that we want to. This show is.
Gotcha.
This show.
It looks very good.
Trying to get it where I can see everybody at one time.
Understand. This is Jason's vegan pizza.
Very appetizing. Uh-huh.
I don't know why I do it. I just do it. Jason, was the pizza good?
Oh man, you know what? It was really good. Thank you for asking. Okay,
What was
and it was
Fertilizer.
Fertilizer. Wowzers.
No, you can
Wowzers.
put, okay, let me guess. You can have bean sprouts on it, spinach.
I had
It's breaking up, probably because of the vegan pizza.
I've never had one of those before.
And might I add, Sandy, that if you never do, I think you'll be okay.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think everybody needs vegetables in their life so their body can function properly.
Oh, my dude, I put plenty of vegetables in my life. You know, we grow our own bell pepper and beans and jalapenos, tomatoes.
You just put
watermelon, cantaloupe. I mean, I put vegetables in my life, and I have a salad with my dinner every night. Sometimes the salad is the dinner. Real big on the healthy part, but a pizza without meat, yeah, I don't know about all that. I'm just a little bit too old, you know, for the new thing. I'm Taft's biggest fan, and I know that he's going to be doing all that new stuff. But he knows if his uncle's coming to dinner, we're going to have something greasy, right? Help a brother out.
I got you.
Well, Sandy, Tina has changed, and you guys are just 6 weeks apart. Tina has changed. She's a pescatarian.
Oh, the fish people.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I can get down with them too. But, you know, man, y'all have to forgive me. I've had some great experiences in life, but I was born on a dirt road in rural South Carolina. And there's certain things I can't take out of who I am. I need me a piece of meat, you know? Just
the meat. Meat. Well, listen, we got a couple things. Taft is doing the Family Feud tonight. Taft, let's get the Family Feud going because we got a couple things we need to talk about, and I need to be able to slam my hand on the table the way he does it when he's at my house and halfway breaks down. And y'all don't hear me say it, but I'm like, Bam Bam, be careful. Every time he hits the table, he almost breaks my table.
Well, anyway, on today's Family Feud, we have the top 10 answers on the board.
Mine don't ever look like that. Minister Chris is, you know, he adding all kind of things. Mine don't ever look like that.
Well, it's because we're looking for a sponsorship.
Okay, got you.
Steve is he watches all the time, so you know.
I know he does. Okay, go ahead.
So 100 people asked, top 10 answers on the board. Name something people handle with care. Now, this is
a baby.
Disclaimer. Okay, wait a minute. This is the disclaimer. You can yell the answer out in your house. You can hit your table. You can do whatever. But unless you put it in that chat, we cannot see it. So that's all. So you, baby.
Where you got that from?
I have no clue.
Promise said babies. Jason said babies too.
Okay. Well, Promise and Jason, you guys got the number one. Babies/children. Number one, vehicles. No, vehicles aren't on here.
Money.
Yep, that's the number 8 answer.
Me. No? They asked the wrong 100 people.
Well, see, I wonder who they talk to. Because there's
right,
things on here.
Who did they talk to? That's what I need.
So a woman is not on there at all, Taft?
No.
Wow.
See what I'm saying?
That's why they're taking away rights in the Congress.
Yeah.
See, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm.
So your question is, name something people handle with care. Top 10 answers on the board. Babies and money already taken. So Keep that in your mind.
Well, I know what people are not handling with care.
Oh, let's
so we can move right into it.
Let's talk about it.
Well,
they are not handling us with care. Estrella Williams said, well, first let's say hello to Mom, Randy Massey in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Hey, Mom. Estrella Williams said, what was the question? The question was, name something people handle with care. She said a car.
Not on there.
No.
No?
No,
Wow.
car. Wow. Wow. Let's see
life.
Here.
Life?
So what life?
No.
Wow.
No.
Evidently, people.
What about your body?
Huh?
What about your body?
No.
Jesus.
Relationship?
No.
You're not even looking. Like
it's right here. It's right here.
Estrella said cake.
Yeah.
If that's on there, I was gonna say if that's on there, then I just quit.
Close.
Okay, we have to come. A job, your job. Good grief. We'd be here for the rest of the night.
Yeah, we will.
Jewelry is number 3.
What?
Yep.
Wow.
I can't even front. My wife gave me that one. I got buckets over here.
Thomas Mills said health. I didn't think health was. I think that goes. So people keep putting it in there. So let's go back to what they're not handling with care.
Right.
And I said us.
Yeah.
They're not handling us with care.
Yeah.
So quite a few things have happened. I don't even know where to start. So let's start with Jacksonville, the shooting in Jacksonville, Florida. And before we go any further, let me say that our hearts and our thoughts and our prayers go out to the families that have lost loved ones, to that community that has experienced such a terrible and horrific thing. I understand that it's close to a college campus. And so the students were on lockdown for a while when it happened. And so you never want to see anything like that in a community, and especially where there are children, where there are students, where there are young people. You never want to see anything like that. But it's my understanding that the young man that did it walked into a Dollar General in Jacksonville, Florida, and pretty much opened fire. And then he barricaded himself in the store, opened fire, and then killed himself, but left a note or something stating that he hated anyone that wasn't white. I don't remember her name, but she's the senator for Florida, one of the African-American female. And she was crying. They were interviewing her and she had tears in her eyes and she cried. And she said, it just saddens me that in 2023, we're still being hunted. We're still being hunted. Go ahead, Sandy.
As a matter of fact, when a young man left the university because he felt like he was being chased by one of the security guards, it just didn't fit, and went down the street to the Dollar General, he killed the first person, who was a 52-year-old Black woman sitting in her car before he even got inside the store. The next person was killed at the front door coming in. And the third was a cashier, a 19-year-old cashier, whose name was AJ. And from all accounts, was a member of the community and a very likable young man. And he was killed at the cash register. You see, the hardest thing for me is that America, white America, can't look at someone who commits a crime, who also happens to be white, as a criminal. Because they've been told for decades and shown for decades that criminals look like me, or they look like Brother Benefield. they can't possibly look like our 45th president. No matter what they do, they're almost constantly looking at themselves as bad. And because of racist rhetoric, he's on the dark web saying horrible things, especially the sites that specialize at violence against non-white citizens. He's on these sites really, really going in.
That's true.
And I'm wondering, like, how much violence do you have to incite before they lock you up or before they do something about you? Yeah, so it was horrific. Here in Fayetteville, North Carolina, we're still dealing with the death of 2 students over the weekend, which was very difficult. One of them was one of my wife's students, and the other was a young lady that was brutally, she lost her life as well. So there's so much going on right now in our community.
Yeah, it's it's sad. And Tina and I were talking, and we were talking about the young man that did this, that the likelihood that he did not act alone. Somebody had to, one, even if no one told him to go do that or pushed him in that direction, someone had to teach him that, because you're not born with those thoughts. So he still did not act alone. And I haven't seen anything come out yet. And at this point, I don't think that anything will come out. They won't do what they did for the young man that killed the 9 people at First Bethel AME in Charleston, where they talked about the different things that he had done and the groups that he was involved with, or the way they talked about the young man that killed the people at the Tops on Jefferson and Buffalo, where they talked about how he must have been influenced by this, or he must have been influenced by that. I don't think that they'll do that anymore, because now that means that it can't be mental health, which is where they typically will go. And they will say that it's, they will typically go and say that it's mental health. We can't live a life of fear. We can't live a life of fear. We can't. However, I don't want to say but, because when you say but, that takes away everything that you said before that. As men, here I have 3 co-hosts that are men, that the minute you walk out your door, you're always subject to be targeted for something that you just didn't do. You're targeted just because of the way you look. And I'm sure everyone would agree that I have 3 very handsome co-hosts. So see what I'm saying? Y'all see what I mean? Look, I can't with either, all 3 of them just alike. Look, can't help themselves. No modesty problems there. But it's gotta be, for our men, for our community, for women as well. We have to watch and worry as our young men and our men, our brothers, leave home and deal with different things. How do you guys deal with that?
All right. Well, I have to look at the big picture, right? Big picture. This country has been like this since the beginning, since the immigrants came over. And I say that loosely because of the fact that, these were individuals that came over and pretty much took the land from the indigenous people that were already here. Not once, but twice. Because we had, once upon a time, and I'm in California, once upon a time, this was considered Mexico, like Arizona, like New Mexico, so there has been just a lot of, this is mine, not yours, you can't be here. And now we just do anything and everything possible to make sure that you either are not comfortable being here or that you don't want to stay here, And it's kind of unfortunate that some people don't, A, know and understand that, but B, don't realize how a lot of the other cultures that are here, some of them, yes, they came here on their own, except for us. Well, for the most part, us, right? And that, but yet we're still in the same boat. We're still in the same mindset, under the same heading as everyone else. We are still just like any other culture outside of any individuals that look the same are able to stay here and to be able to prosper. Yet, you know, they put us against each other, opposed for us to actually come together and realize that we're being treated the same way. And so how I handle it, because that was your initial question, how I handle it is that I really do everything and anything possible for individuals to see and to understand that we do have a common ground, and that when we come together and when we develop a new story and a new understanding, we're able to then be able to create the type of life and the type of atmosphere that's going to allow us to no longer worry and think and believe whatever these individuals think and believe, that, you know, they own this place and that we can't do anything about it. But we can do something about it. And then we have to come together and believe and understand and know that we can do something about it, and that things can change as long as we put the right individuals in place to allow that change to take place.
Okay. I saw Sandy's face at one point. I saw his reaction. So that was Sandy. What
it's what bothers me the most is that the media, where most people go to get their information, they won't just keep it a whole dollar. Listen, it's not a complex issue.
Right.
People are afraid of, they're staring down the barrel of the end of white privilege, and it scares the life out of them. It's the same fear that pushed them up into the national capital to commit murder and all types of property damage and physical abuse. See, they can't ride out at night anymore and burn their crosses, you know, to keep you in your place, to frighten you into that corner. It says that, you know, I'm less than, I won't apply for this job, I won't try to buy a house in that neighborhood. So they have to resort to other forms of intimidation. It's sad, but it's just good old-fashioned racism. It's white supremacy. The whole thing about January 6th, we had a president that actually won a presidential election without a platform or a format. The only thing he had was white, white, white. Let's make America white again. Oh, excuse me. Let's make America great again. I'm sorry.
wow.
Sooner or later, you know, they're going to have to own their stuff. Now, what bothers me the most is the fact that, and I remember I used to have these crazy political conversations and debates with my parents, you know, 5-7 years ago. And I would tell both of Mom, Dad, this has absolutely nothing to do with Republican and Democrat. It's about white privilege. And Democrats don't fight nearly as hard as Republicans for reform. And Republicans are always doing mean, evil stuff, and they won't fight back. Well, you know why they don't fight back? If the Republicans are successful at turning the clock back to 1955, they don't lose nothing.
Yeah.
They ain't got no dog in that fight. They're not 100% fully vested in making America better for people that don't have blue eyes and don't have blonde hair. See, they don't lose nothing. If they turn the clock back and we lose all of our social gains that have been made over the last 70 years, White Democrats don't lose nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be, oh man, that's wrong. That's wrong. Yeah, foul. But you're just as guilty. My wife wears this shirt that says, if you don't say nothing about the ills of society, you're just as guilty as the people that perpetrate upon the oppressed. It's all about white privilege, man. And these people don't want to lose that. First of all, they're weaker. They ain't as smart. They ain't as strong. Can't handle half of the pressure that we have. Yeah. You think they want their children out here operating on equal footing every day for jobs and everything else for stacking that money? They don't have our hustle. They don't have our grind. They don't even have our integrity and a sense of soulfulness. So yeah, they're gonna continue to do horrible things.
Let's say hello to Nicodemus Amakabe. Hey, Nick in Buffalo, New York. Hopefully you'll join us soon. Tina says, like the racist massacre, the perpetrators are a part of white supremacy organizations. I believe that it's going to take enough of our pop something to denounce this and not just speak against it, but work against it. I agree. And you know, it's funny because kind of like Malcolm spoke first and then Marcus Garvey came next. And I'm not surprised. It's true. I agree with both of you. Taft had, I meant to tell you before he came back that his phone was messing up and he was going to come back. So Taft's back, but I think it's definitely true. And we're seeing that. She says it's going to take enough of our population to denounce this and not just speak against it, but to work against it. Really quick, I want to say hello to Daryl Moore in Cleveland, Ohio. Hey, Daryl. Thank you for joining us. He said, hi, everyone. Good luck in school, Taft. Hey, Daryl. So anywho, you know, I think it's true that they're worried that they're losing their ground. They're losing privilege. And I think where we saw that, and I was most interested, and I don't know why, but I was most interested in watching the people that were indicted turn themselves in. And in fact, to the point to where I was someplace where I couldn't really hold my phone and I had to do something else, but I couldn't figure out any other way to watch it. Minister Chris, can you show the picture of how I watched CNN that day? I was glued, literally glued to CNN that day.
Stop watching CNN.
You said stop watching CNN. Who said it? Yeah, I was glued to CNN. Minister, I don't know if Minister Chris walked away.
Okay, so I do want to say that, you know, oh, here it goes.
That's how I watch. You got to get creative sometimes. You know, sometimes you got to. So I call that my landline. Get it, your phone landline. That was my landline.
Yeah, gotcha.
Tina said, I meant to say the massacre in Buffalo, New York. So when she talked about the racist massacre in Buffalo, the perpetrator, so what she said was massacre in Buffalo, New York. So I watched CNN. I was glued to it. And I found very interesting, because we knew that they were going to go through all the changes for number 45 to get in and get out. Even though they said he would be treated like everybody else, they said they couldn't take him through the whole thing because it would be a risk. It would put other people at risk. Well, you know, they're in the Fulton County Jail, so it's my understanding that they are already at risk. They talked about standing water. They said that the inmates are making shanks out of the walls because the walls are crumbling. So they no longer have to check them for keeping toothbrushes and spoons and things like that as shanks. They just take a chunk out. Remember how the guy in Shawshank Redemption got out by that kind of thing.
By chipping at the wall.
Yeah, somebody done figured that out. So they did that. But what I really, really, really find most interesting in this whole thing, because to be honest with you, number 45 is of no relevance, consequence, or anything to me, just being clear. What I really thought was interesting is that I believe, was it 18 or 19 of them indicted? I believe it was 18.
18.
So there were,
you said 18 indictments.
19.
19.
So
counting Trump, it was 19. He had 18 co-conspirators.
Okay. So there were 19 indicted. You said the word co-conspirators. 19 indicted, but only one still remains in custody.
Hey. I believe that's Harrison Floyd.
Harrison Floyd.
He
didn't even negotiate a bail. He didn't even have a bail negotiation. Then what I also find interesting is that both Trump and Giuliani used bail bondsmen. For anybody that doesn't know, because I had to look it up because I didn't know for sure. So when you get bail set, whatever they set the bail at, if you don't have the money, you can go to a bail bondsman who will charge you a percentage of whatever your bail was, which is usually 10%. And they put up the rest. They go and say, I'll put up the rest. So basically his bond was 200,000, 10% being 20,000. You give the 20,000 to the bail bondsman, he puts up the rest. That 20,000 is actually the cost of him putting up the money for you. So you lose that 20,000. Had they have put up the full 200,000, when everything was done, he would get his money back because he showed up and he appeared. So he has, of course, you know, he has $200,000. You know, Rudy Giuliani has $100,000, but they showed Rudy Giuliani he went to the bail bondsman office, like, thank you for putting this up for me. Really? Really, you needed, I don't think that they should have been allowed. I don't think they should have been allowed to use a bail bondsman, or if they were, then I think that the bond should have been set at 2 million. So they would have had to put up the 200,000 anyway. I mean, let's hit them where it hurts. Let's hit them where it hurts. But
yeah, but you know, that black woman, Fani Willis, the attorney general the district attorney for Fulton County, she doesn't have that luxury. She has to do everything by the book.
I get it.
If she does anything wrong, just one mistake, just one mistake, and the judge is more than happy, who was also a Republican, that was appointed by the governor. Now, all of a sudden, the governor's a nice guy, and he wants to condemn wrong. I remember when he cheated and purged 50,000 people off of the voter rolls in the state of Georgia so that he could beat Stacey Abrams for the gubernatorial race. Now, this guy has appointed this judge. Kemp appointed the judge that's presiding over the case. So far, he's been fair also. They want to give the appearance of fairness. I don't buy any of it. I know that Fani Willis doesn't have the luxury of doing anything wrong. You know, she has to be nice to this man, even though he is a devout racist and white supremacist and a horrible individual. She has to be nice to him.
Well, let me just say this. As I said before, I get they're calling her Fanny, but I really think her mama named her Fanny. But at any rate, and we all know what that means, right?
Yeah.
We all know. Australia says the black man, Harrison Floyd, they say it's for a separate issue. They say because he had he had a warrant. He had a warrant already for assault on a federal officer. So when the FBI came to deliver the subpoena, he assaulted the officer. And so he is now on a pretrial supervision. So he said when they had the appeal for that, he said, what are you talking about? I'm already on pretrial supervision. I got on a plane and came here because they said the judge that heard it on Friday was not the judge that's going, that's over it. So she was just standing in because he wasn't available. So she said, you seem to be a flight risk. Nobody else was a flight risk but him. All these other people that could technically disappear into thin air.
With hundreds of millions of dollars, by the way.
Hundreds of millions. So then, now here's the part that really bothered me. So then this jackleg gonna ask for a public defender. Really? Really? You really?
So you ain't got no money. Basically what you're saying, he ain't got no money.
Each his own. Apparently he didn't want to be free.
Evidently, to me, I think that this was a strategy because there's no possible way, it's no possible way. That would be like Taft showing up at the amusement park asking to get on a kiddie ride. It's just not possible. He's been too tall for them rides since he was about 8. It's not possible. Sorry, Taft, I couldn't think of anything quicker.
It's okay. It's all right.
He is scarred for life on that alone. He's scarred for life.
Who's scarred for life?
Taft is scarred for life on that example alone.
Yeah.
He can't get on the kiddie ride. Like, how you go banish him from kiddie rides? Now, if he has children, he can't get on the rides with his children. Is that what you're trying to tell this man?
Wow. Wow.
Well, you were Malcolm a few minutes ago, and now you're you were Martin a few minutes ago, and now you're Malcolm. I'm confused.
I think that this should serve as a lesson to Mr. Floyd. The minute that he decided that he would be the director of Blacks for Trump,
yes,
and his region, or the national director of the organization, he knew that was insane in itself. So whatever becomes of this gentleman, we have a lot of people that will walk out on our community and turn their backs for a few dollars. Judas sold Jesus for 30 pieces of silver and bought him a piece of land, changed his stars. Wow. So we should never be blown away by the virtue of the fact that we got some people that look like us that don't care about our community, or that will always stand up for the opposition or the oppressor. Worry about that, young man. God bless you.
Well, let me go to this. Estrella says he has skeletons he doesn't want to get out. Tina said they were showing less wealthy how to do if you get caught. Also using the bail bondsman was a matter of principle, making a point that they were not going to hurt them financially by tying up their wealth because of any court cases brought against them. Well, so Harrison Floyd on TV, on international TV, in his court case, because it was on Zoom, said, I don't have the money for an attorney because an attorney is going to cost anywhere from, did he say like $200,000 to $500,000, and they're $100,000 an hour. So he basically was begging, and I agree with you. So I want to say, Taft and I were talking about this. This is a concern of the delegation. And, we always meet, the delegation has regular meetings. And I'm thinking, and Sandy, I don't know if we had a chance, or I don't know if you can come up with something quick, but we need like a password for the delegation or something that not everybody gets into the meetings. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So the question is, into the meeting, before I tell you my concern, what is one thing that every Black person should know? One thing that every Black person should know. Taft, what you got?
The street light is on, make your way home.
When the street light is on, okay. Make your way home. Or what happens when the street light comes on? Jason, what you got?
Trust yourself first before you trust anyone else.
Okay. I don't know if we all know that, but okay. I know, I think everybody knows what happened on the 3rd of September. The day I'll always remember. Jason, you with me still?
I got you. I'm there. I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back.
Ooh, that was close. I almost had to put you out the meeting. Big brother, what you got?
I have all skin folks ain't kin folks.
Oh, okay.
You heard me?
Yeah.
That's a good one. So we all are entitled to be here. So here's my concern for the delegation. We all know that at some point, Harrison Floyd is going to come back and want his membership and his card back. I vote that we vote right now that he cannot ever have his card back. We take people back all the time. Can we let him go?
I second that motion.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here comes Jason. Jason, oh.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Here's my only concern with the whole situation, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know certain things until something happens to them, and then that's when they learn. Right? Okay. I understand that a lot of times things can be messed up in the wake of them not knowing and understanding. Yet the old adage, if you knew better, you do better. And I just feel like that falls right in line with Harrison Floyd right now.
So before you say anything, Sandy, you are usually the voice of reason. How does it feel to listen to somebody else be the voice of reason? Because this is the way you sound to us when you say, well, you really should clean your room. That's the way you sound. Like it's the right thing, but that's not really the right thing. So go ahead. Go ahead, Sandy.
Yeah. So I can understand how I might cause a little internal turbulence from time to time and being the voice of reason. But this time, I'm gonna have to roll with the squad because yesterday you're standing in the pulpit and I remember saying to my congregation, forgiveness is mandatory, but reconciliation is optional. You see, it's either going to be, I can forgive you for what you did and we can move on from here and we all right, my brother, or may the Lord keep watch between me and thee while me and you absent from one another. See, because I ain't got to fool with you no more. That is an option. Betrayal.
Wow.
Yeah, when you roll like Judas Iscariot, I have that option. I don't have to fool with you no more. I gotta forgive you because God says I have to forgive. But I ain't got to fool with you. So I vote that this brother be his ghetto card be permanently revoked.
Amen.
Here. Furthermore, I'd like to present to the delegation until further reconsidered that when counting, since these kids do the new math, and when they count, it should be 41, 42, 43, 44, 46, 47, 48, 49. We should take 45 out until that's how many years he gets.
Wow.
Or we could say like 44, then 3 squared times 5, and then 46. Something like that. But I think that before we should say 4, 5, unless we saying my lucky number is a 454. Taft, you don't know nothing about that, Taft.
Shake my head either way.
Just shake your head, yeah. Yeah, that's my lucky number is a 454. Anywho, you had to be there. You had to be there. I think that we should go with 3 squared times 5 from now on. Because this is what he wanted. Even his mug shot was set to be, they practiced it.
Right.
They practiced it, but we were talking about Harrison Floyd, and he did not practice very well. Somebody told him wrong. And so Mr. Jason A.O. Benefield, Mr. Jason A.O. Benefield, I'm gonna have to say, that we're gonna have to let there's a saying, and this goes back to something that we all know. So for Mr. Harrison Floyd and him coming back to the community, when you snooze, you lose. You step on a crack, you break your mother's back. You think too long, you might think wrong. Got one more. In fact, you move your feet, you lose your seat. You moved his feet, he lost his seat.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing for me, and this is why. Here's the reason why I was even considering that he come back into the fold. First and foremost, at some point, unity has to be the ultimate idea for everyone to be a part of in order for anything to shift and change. And I believe the more that we continue to throw people away, make people feel less than, or that they can't even, the reconciliation part of it can't even be even in the play. I mean, I understand if an individual keeps doing the same thing and, you have to continue to forgive that person, then reconciliation could be off the table. I can totally understand that. Yet what I am saying, though, is that we have so many individuals that are smart, that are knowledgeable, that can be of a benefit if we allow them to be a benefit to our cause, to what it is that we are able to do in order to transmute the energy that is taking place in this country, and then to allow it to be beneficial for us to really stand and to develop a society that's going to allow us to be here on this, not just on this in this country, but on this planet as a whole, to be able to sustain and maintain and grow. That's the only, I think if we keep, I get taking out the weak link, but then also, I guess there's also a point where if we know that somebody is strong, that we have to put them in there where the weak link has to be taken out.
Let me say, Estrella said, you don't let a fox back into the hen house. My answer is no.
I think you can consider,
and it's the voice of reason, and you probably are saying the right thing. Estrella said, I think we need to stop forgiving. She said, don't forgive or forget. She said, let it go. Estrella is channeling, who was that? What's his name? I think I better let it go. Teddy P.
Oh, Teddy P.
Yeah, she said this looked like another love TKO. But let's think about it. Let's think about it, and we'll take into the delegation will take into consideration all the things that you brought to the table, Mr. Benefield. Mom said we must forgive.
Forgiveness is mandatory. Reconciliation is optional.
Okay, so what we're talking about here is the reconciliation, bringing him back into the fold, because he's gonna come back. Right now, if he sits any more, 10 more minutes at the Fulton County Jail, he's sagging right now. He got a do-rag on right now. His vernacular has changed. When he walk, he got a little sway. When he walk right now, he's trying to reconcile. But I'm gonna say that under the terms of irreconcilable differences, that we should sever all ties and let him go back over there.
Yeah.
Let him go back with his other 18 co-conspirators, and let us know. Holla back.
Yeah, we'll holler.
That's all we're gonna do too. From across the fence. That's it. That's it. He learning now. I bet you he learning how to cook in there and everything.
I support our dismissal of him. However, just to level, I think that we could consider bringing him back into the outskirts of the community if we receive some sort of atonement. Yes. Yes, a grandiose, gesture of atonement. Something really big. Some, possible, I don't know, compensation.
So while he's over there on the other side, if he goes and gets our 40 acres and a mule with interest, and he comes back with that, we could consider.
But see, that's what I said.
Outskirts.
That's what I said. I said that because of probably the information that he has and what he knows, that he could come back and utilize that information for the betterment of us moving forward and being able to grow.
If you take some money, if you sell me down the river for a piece of change, and you feel like, well, this is gonna make my life a little bit better, and they weren't my friends no way, so I don't care, and I can't trust you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you broke my heart. Now you out there living your best life with your boo. And when they do the same thing to you, you can't come back over here and ring this doorbell. You don't get away from here. No. I think I agree with the sister that wrote in and said that we need to stop forgiving. Because we don't need anyone that doesn't want to be a member of this family, of this community. And we have to start treating traitors the same way that other communities treat their traitors. Now, we can love you with the love of God and we can forgive you, but we do not have to let you lay down and sleep under our roof.
Okay. Well, listen.
That's just me.
Hey, we'll continue this. Estrella said sorry, but some people are too far gone. Once again, no. So
I'm gonna work on that transcendental thing though. My brother, I am. I'm gonna give that some. You have to excuse me though. I'm just an old uneducated country preacher. I don't know nothing.
Uneducated. You don't sound uneducated to me, brother. Trust and believe.
Jason, don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. Whatever you do, don't.
But I'm sure gonna work on it. Amen.
Just because he got a southern accent, don't fall for that. That's just how that's because you saw when he got ready to talk, he forgot he wasn't still at the pulpit. He was like, I was reminded on yesterday when I told the congregation that forgiveness is not an option.
Oh, mandatory. Forgiveness is mandatory.
Right, mandatory.
Reconciliation is optional. Oh.
And I know we got to go, but I just want to say that my sister Yolanda is doing a great job with the camera, and she's zooming in for effect when you speak and zooming out. But we can see her in the reflection of your glasses.
Oh, so. But you can't. Is that right? No, you can't. I set this iPad up by myself.
So you did it by yourself?
Yes, I did.
Look, you sure that's not Yolanda in your glasses? See, that's why
you told me I had to be nice.
You were, and you did very well.
I've been dying to say stuff, but I didn't.
No, you did.
That's why they don't let me come on very often, Jason. Because I cut up.
Yeah, I did tell you to be nice, and you've done very well. I love you for it. Thank you very much.
I love you too. I always will.
We planned, and Jason, we got to figure this out because we're planning for Jason to talk to us about healing, and talk to us from his book about healing. Okay. However, we have talked. Yolanda,
it's a good conversation. I mean, I think I sprinkled some of it in. But some of it was in there.
I did catch it because that's the nature of who you are. Yolanda said, but he didn't do it alone though. Tina said hearts to Yolanda and smiley and happy faces from Daryl. Thank you, Daryl. So at any rate, what's wrong, Sandy? Your eyebrow did.
I didn't say a word, Winde.
Just checking on you.
Leave it, please. I'm like Sophia now.
Let me know.
I'm like Sophia. I said, fine by me.
Well, on that note, we have gone over our time.
But you have such an amazing producer, though, Minister Chris, I tell you.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. He is the best there is. And what I would say is at the Voice 17104, look, if you guys have an idea for a show, something that you want to talk about, something that you want to discuss, maybe you're passionate about something, that brother right there. And Sandy, you have to go on to his Facebook page. Last week, they had their 10-year vow renewal.
That's what's up.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So thank you guys. Thank you, Minister Chris, for all that you do. Thank you all for joining us. We've had Ohio, Fayetteville, Buffalo, Rock Hill, South Carolina, Los Angeles, California, all points in between. I think we even had Ghana on here. So shout out to that, to Ghana for joining us. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we hope to see you next week. Special thank you to the Voice 17104 as this makes 3 years for Let's Talk About It. 3 years for Let's Talk About It. Yes. Thank you, Sandy, for joining on. Please feel free to join anytime. I believe we've had Malcolm, Martin, and Marcus on here today. So thank you all for joining us, and we will see you all. Taft goes back to school tomorrow, so to all the kids going back to school, best wishes. We are praying for our children, praying for the families and the parents, and
I love the way that boy sing, though. Go ahead, Taft. Do your thing.
Thank you, Uncle Sandy.
Thank you. You sing that song.
Thank you. Somebody
go on and take us out. Go on and take us out. Yes, the essential pain of life, the journey of unfolding consciousness. We're going to heal next week. Taft, we didn't get the last 10, but I think he was making them up as we went along.
Last 10, real quick. Number 1, babies. Number 2, glass. Number 3, jewelry. Number 4, eggs. Number 5, China. Number 6, money. Number 7, packages. And number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there are only 8. I lied. Number 8.
Jason, have a blessed week, my brother.
Yeah.
You too, sir. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Amazing. Likewise, have an amazing